Hello, welcome to the Villa View. It's time for the AVFC STATTO show. We know STATTO, we know who he is. He does his stats on Twitter every week, but he's not here this week. He's going on holiday, so he won't be present to go through the stats with me. So I'm going to have a pop at doing it on my own, and I've obviously got off to a superb start there by not being able to say AVFC. This show is sponsored by Luke Roper. If you want to get 20% off everything they have to offer, use the code TVV20 and you'll get 20% off everything, including the Dapper Villain range, which is very, very nice. And of course, Villa related. So Villa, of course, travelled to Goodison Park on Saturday. It's been a happy hunting ground for Villa in recent times. And with that in mind, the first stat is that Aston Villa have won their last 3 Premier League games in a row against Everton, last winning 4 league games in a row against the Toffees between September 1996 and March 1998. We'll just wait for Adam to wheel up his Microsoft PowerPoint 98 there, and there it is. So there's the stat. Yeah, Villa having a good record, a good time against the Everton at Goodison Park at the moment. September 96 and March 1998, long time ago. That was Brian Little and John Gregory, if my memory serves me correctly. All these good stats seem to be Brian Little or John Gregory, which tells you everything you need to know about how good Villa have been since then. So Villa have got the chance to win 3 in a row there. A couple of great results, winning 1-0 last season with Emi Buendia scoring the year before, a lovely winner from Anwar Al Ghazi, who of course did have a brief spell with Everton where he played about 5 minutes for them in the space of half a season, I think. Second Villa-related stat is that Ollie Watkins can become the first Aston Villa player to score in 5 consecutive Premier League games in Premier League history, that is, of course. So Ollie on fantastic form at the moment. He's going really, really well. Really pleased for him. Someone that I've backed all season. I think there was a few people saying that Villa should have kept Ings and maybe got rid of Watkins. I said Ollie Watkins is the right player for Villa. I believe he's the right kind of striker. People kind of going on looking for this 20-goal a season, man. When you're in Villa's position, it's very, very difficult. There's not many 20-goal a season strikers knocking around, but Ollie Watkins is on course to have a good season. And if he can get 5 in a row, he goes down in Premier League history. So I hope he does it. I really, really want him to do it. Villa had that little video at the start of the week with him looking at his goals in the cinema. And I think, he's been a really good signing for Villa. So I'm hoping he gets that record. I've been told by STATTO that Paul Rideout in 1984 to 1985 was the last Villa player to score in 5 games in a row. That was, of course, before the Premier League, and it was before I was born as well. So, yeah, Ollie Watkins really got the chance to go down in history here. Everton having a bit of a sticky time at the moment, but as I said, they've not had a great time against Villa in recent history. Everton have lost their last 2 home league games against Aston Villa, which is as many as in their previous 16 at Goodison Park, winning 7 and drawing 7. They've never ever lost 3 in a row at home against the Villains in their league history. So Everton Villa's, I think it's still the most played game in the top flight. So there's a lot of times Everton and Villa have played each other, and there's a lot riding on this in terms of the records, in terms of the history. Villa need a win for their own reasons at the moment, but Everton desperate for a win as well. They won't want any of those records to be extended. So there's a lot on the line tomorrow. In fairness, Villa won't want to lose 4 in a row, but we'll come on to that later on in the show. Everton have won both Premier League games under new manager Sean Dyche, earning 1-0 wins over Arsenal and Leeds. So I mentioned in yesterday's preview with Neil, it's not a brilliant time to be playing Everton. If we could have got this game out of the way earlier on in the season when they looked a little bit shell-shocked, they looked a little bit scared at home. But Sean Dyche has come in and there's lots going on at Everton behind the scenes. The fans are very, very unhappy. But despite their unhappiness, they get behind the team during the home games. They make it a hostile place. They're backing Sean Dyche. They believe in Sean Dyche. They think he's the man to keep them up, much like Frank Lampard did last season. So it's going to be a tough place for Villa to go tomorrow. It's not an easy game at all. I don't see it being a high-scoring affair. It could be tense at times, but Everton will probably sit back, happy to soak it up and wait for Villa to break them down and perhaps try and work Villa on the counter-attack and from set pieces. We all know what Sean Dyche teams can do from set pieces, and Everton have got a fair few 6-foot-plus players in as well, whereas Villa haven't. So Villa have really got to be on their guard from set players tomorrow. But Arsenal, Sean Dyche, sorry, not Arsenal, Everton, Sean Dyche is looking to get 3 home wins now. He's beat Arsenal, he's beat Leeds, and he'll be looking to make Villa the hat-trick. We're going to finish, as we always do, with the peak Villa section. So this really would be absolute peak Villa, this last one. So Unai Emery is in danger of losing 4 games in a row for the first time in his managerial career this weekend. So Villa have got this manager, a manager that's never lost 4 league games in a row. I imagine he has lost 3, because otherwise we would have spoke about this last week. So if Villa lose tomorrow, Unai Emery will break a personal record for himself, which I'm sure he'll be very disappointed about. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's just amazing that he's arrived at Villa. He's been here a few months, and already he's looking at breaking a bad record for himself, something that he's never done before. So God help us. I hope he doesn't lose 4 games in a row, both for him and for Aston Villa Football Club as well. I've really missed Stato, I will say. I've not enjoyed doing this show on my own this week, but Stato, enjoy your holiday. He won't be here for the next one either, the Crystal Palace one, but he's provided me with all the stats. So I thank him a lot for that. And Stato, if you've been in the chat, no excuse, you could have been here. If you've been in the chat, I'm not sure if you have. Thanks to everyone who's watched our content through the week. I did mention that we did a match preview yesterday, myself and Neil. That's more of a general match preview, looking at the players, looking at the game, away from the stats. So go and watch that if you haven't done already. Subscribe to the channel with your post notifications on, so you know exactly when our videos are coming out. I think we're looking at doing the post-match points straight after the game tomorrow, myself and Adam, and I'll need to get someone else on board with me as well, because I'm certainly not doing it on my own. So yeah, keep your eye on our socials and subscribe, as I said, and you'll know when that video is coming out. Fingers crossed for 3 points to the Villa. Enjoy your Friday night, enjoy the weekend before Villa play, because there's always the potential that Villa can ruin it. Enjoy the game, up the Villa.